On this week's adventure, we're finally starting the camper van conversion on my 2005 Toyota Sequoia, better known as the Longship, beginning with gutting the inside and cutting the side panels of the trim. And y'all, I really believe this is the start of a huge chapter in the channel's life, because once this is done, we're hitting the road full time with multiple videos every single week. I seriously cannot wait. Let's roll. Alright, shoot guys, we might have just screwed up bad here. There's this stuff leaking all over. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to Rolling with Bearman. Y'all, today is day one of the long-awaited and long overdue Longship conversion. And y'all, this is my very first time doing any kind of major woodwork or any building like this. I've really never done anything of the sorts. But I'm confident that I'll be able to learn a thing or two and really do a good job on this. I'm determined to, guys. And of course, I'm gonna be showing you guys the entire process day by day. I'm thinking as far as the content goes that I'll put out a video each day of the build. Maybe someday will be 2 days depending on the work that we do. And then at the very end, when the conversion is complete, I'll post like a tutorial walkthrough video for any of you guys that want to build out your own Sequoia or any other kind of car and model it after the build that we're doing. And I have to give a quick shout out to Nathaniel Wise. I'm modeling my build after his Sequoia build, which I absolutely love. I looked through so many on YouTube, on the internet, and I didn't find anything that came even close to Nathaniel's build. So shout out to Nathaniel. If you want to check out his process, I'll link it down below. Now, the only issue with following Nathaniel's build is he doesn't have a tutorial video or a walkthrough or anything of that sorts on YouTube. He kind of just did a vlog style and showed the process along the way. So there's a lot of stuff that I have to figure out. Me and my dad have already run through the schematics of everything and laid out a rough plan of what we're gonna do, but I just know we're gonna run into issues on the way, so be prepared, bear with me, no pun intended. But this is definitely gonna be a big learning process for both me and my dad, who's helping me with the conversion. Now, I guess technically tomorrow is day one, but today I'm just getting the entire inside of the car all cleaned out and into the garage, just so we have an open workspace. But soak it all in, guys. This is the very last time that the Longship is gonna look anything like this. I'm telling you, it's gonna be completely different at the end. I'm so freaking hyped for it. But anyways, without further ado, let's hop out of the Longship here and start getting everything put away into the garage. Tomorrow, which I'm gonna call day two, even though technically it might be considered day one, but tomorrow is when we're doing the entire demolition. We gotta pull out these side panel things on each side just to create a little bit more room in the back. And there's all kind of electrical wirings going through here, so I think that might be a little bit of a pain. It's probably gonna be a whole day process. But that's the plan for tomorrow. My dad still has a full-time job, so obviously he can't just uproot everything just to work on the Longship. So we're definitely gonna be doing a few, 2 to 3 hour days in the work week, and then hopefully we'll be able to spend the entire weekend just grinding the build. But again, I'll definitely show you guys the entire process and the plan that I come up with. But anyway, let's get rolling on emptying the back of this Longship. Alright, y'all, look at that. It's the barest I've ever seen it in a long time, guys. The barest. No pun intended. But anyways, guys, I think that's pretty much all the physical work that I'm doing today. There's really just not much left to do. But I do have a lot of preparation things to do. In preparation for the demolition tomorrow, I gotta first acquire a couple of tools. I gotta figure out the best way to take out those panels without disrupting any of that electrical wiring like I was telling you about. So I gotta look up some videos on that. And again, guys, we're doing this very DIY style, if you will. Neither me or my dad are very experienced in this kind of stuff at all. My dad definitely a little more than me, but by no means are either of us professionals at that kind of stuff. So it's definitely gonna be a learning experience, but hey, I'm excited. I just hope we don't screw up too badly. But I don't even want to manifest that. We're gonna do it perfectly. It's gonna come out exactly how I wanted it, even better. Shoot, guys, we might have just screwed up bad here. Alright, y'all, it is time for the demolition. And the rain is still coming down just barely. Like, I'm talking about barely a drizzle. But it's okay. It probably shouldn't get in the way of anything other than recording. I just don't want to leave the camera in the rain. But I got the GoPro for the time lapses, so we'll be good there. But let me show you guys what exactly we're doing today. Ugh. I gotta keep the camera underneath the trunk here as a makeshift umbrella. But what we're taking out today is these side panels on both sides. I want to remove them just because it goes further like back, if you know what I mean. So it's definitely going to give me a lot more space in the back here. And I mean, every inch counts when you're doing a build with this little size. I mean, every inch always counts, but especially in this situation. I mean, you can see how much it sticks out on either side, and it even goes in a little bit further. Now, the main issue that's probably gonna take the longest is figuring out the electrical wiring that's inside here. I don't know what it goes to, but I know there's a lot of wiring to deal with once we pull this panel off. I think what we're gonna do is pull the entire panel off and then make the cuts versus just cutting it directly off. I don't know, I just think it's gonna be easier, especially with the electrical wiring. But that is pretty much the only thing we're doing today. I was watching videos, online, and it seems like it's kind of a pain to do, so we're gonna just have to see how it goes, to be honest, guys. I don't know, what is that? Did he take it out?
He called it something, yeah, it's like some kind of...
And we got to remove all 4 of those from where the seats go. So we're just getting that done right now. In order to get to the 3rd bolt that's holding these down, it's underneath the carpet. So we're lifting up the entire carpet to get to those bolts. You also got to make sure you take out these little pegs. See my dad doing that from where the jack storage is, so you can lift that carpet all the way up. There we go. All right, now we gotta pry off. Oh, you gotta pop them out. I think we need to take off this back seat belt first, too. Well, there goes one. So we also removed a screw out from each side just to get this popped up from under here. There you go. There she goes. Wait. All right, we pretty much got these off. Honestly, it wasn't as bad as I was expecting. What do you think, Dad?
What'd you say?
Wasn't as bad as I was expecting, right?
Totally.
I thought this was gonna be like all day. And if you're watching this video and you're modeling your own build after this, you can thank me in the comments, because we got a lot of figuring out to do. This is only step 1. But don't you worry, I'll lay it all out for you all nice so you can follow it very easily. All right, underneath the right panel, we got the heater, the rear heater. So I think we gotta take that out too, because it just takes up so much space, but we gotta figure out how. And then on the left side, you don't really have anything, so. All right, we figured out, or my dad figured out how to get these off.
So you just slide your screwdriver in here,
Pop them out.
pop it off.
Don't be scared to force it, guys. There's a lot of things you gotta kind of just pop off, pry off. All right, y'all, this is where we really screwed up. Originally, we were planning to take out this heater unit to create more space for the build, but it ended up going terribly. We really should not have tried to remove this thing. So if you're following along doing the build yourself, do not remove this thing unless you're ready to completely remove the air conditioning from your car. And don't just foolishly cut it like we did. If you're planning to remove it, I would suggest pausing the video here and looking up a video how to completely remove that unit. But if you're like me and you want to keep your air conditioning, go ahead and just keep this unit in, and we're gonna build around it. Again, y'all, I'm making the mistake so you don't have to. Oh, and feel free to drop a like on the video if you're enjoying so far. There's these tubes that run into the heater from underneath the car, from the front all the way underneath, and then back into that rear heater. So I think what we're gonna do is just lift it up and then cut the tubes that attach them so we can pull it all the way out.
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
All right. Shoot, guys, we might have just screwed up bad here. We tried to cut that tube and now there's this stuff leaking all over. All right, y'all, that's what we're calling it for today. We gotta head inside and figure out what just happened. Hopefully it's not too bad, but we're gonna just have to do some researching and see. But it's starting to get dark out, so we're gonna head inside and do that, and we'll continue on the rest tomorrow. Hopefully we don't have too big of an issue with what just happened, but again, we'll wait and see. All right, y'all, it is day 2 of the Longship build. As you know, we ran into a little bit of an issue, or maybe a lot of bit of an issue last night, you know, with that liquid leaking from the rear AC/heater. So we're gonna take a look underneath the car today and under the hood and see if we can figure it out ourselves. But if not, we're probably just gonna run it into a mechanic so they can take it out properly. I found a Reddit post describing what I think is the same thing, and if it is, it seems like it shouldn't be too big of an issue. But again, we're gonna just see what we can find out right now.
Well, it's clear to me we're not going to be able to figure it out.
So essentially what the issue is here with this rear AC / heater, these two tubes run underneath the car, pop out underneath, run all the way to the front of the engine up here, and then attach back up through the bottom somewhere. And these connect to the engine, and then it pushes the whatever fluid to keep the AC cold or the warm air hot. And we sawed it off. So what we think we got to do is remove that tube that connects to the engine and then just cap it either at the engine or cap it right here. And once it's capped, it'll prevent that liquid from pushing into that tube back to the rear heater. Because as it is now, because we sawed it off, it's just gonna keep pushing it back to that heater, but it's just gonna leak out the bottom. But I think we're just gonna play it safe and take it into our mechanic and have him do it. We just don't want to screw anything up any further than we already have. So fingers crossed it isn't too much, but we're gonna have to wait and see. I'll catch you guys once we get back and move on to the next steps. Alright y'all, it is day 3 of the Longship conversion. We kind of had a lot of troubles over the last few days. We really screwed up sawing off that tube that connected from the engine to the rear AC / heater portion. That kind of decommissioned the car. We're currently waiting on someone that can get the part and fix it for us. So yeah, kind of a huge L, but that was expected. We knew we were gonna make some mistakes. You know, this being our first build and all, so it's all good. Just pushing forward. But that doesn't mean we can't still work on the car. We're currently getting the panels all cut out and ready to reinstall back in the Longship. And I think we're gonna try to get quite a bit of work done this weekend, pick up the lumber, and we should be able to make it entirely outside of the car and then just kind of slide it in, and then in turn be able to slide it back out in order to get that part fixed. But I don't know. We're gonna play it by ear. Stressful, guys, very stressful.
Got it? All right. Nice work.
Nice. Alright y'all, that's gonna do it for part 1 of the Longship conversion. I figured this would be a good stopping point. We're about to head to the lumber store, or lumber yard, and pick up our wood. And today we're making our first initial cuts and everything. I think we're gonna try to get the base done. And y'all, these videos are coming out about a week or so after they're recorded. So if you want live updates on the Longship conversion, you wanna see what we're doing throughout the day and some behind the scenes stuff as well, then go shoot me a follow over on Instagram. I'm posting on my story every single day, multiple times throughout the day. So if you don't want to have to wait that week until the video gets posted, you can see live real-time updates on my Instagram. And the same goes for when I'm on my adventures, live, behind the scenes, all the good stuff. It's also a great way to interact with you. Feel free to hop in my DMs and say hi. But anyways, y'all, it was definitely a long 3 or 4 days for that initial getting the back stripped. I mean, we had the issue where we had to get the Longship towed and everything. It was a whole process. But I'm feeling better today. We're back on track, ready to start the woodworking process, which is really where the bulk of the conversion is happening. And if you've enjoyed building the Longship out with us, feel free to drop a like, comment, and hit that subscribe button with the notification bell. But hey, no pressure. No, you must do it. And as always, I will catch you guys on the next adventure. Or technically the next conversion video, but you get the point. Peace, y'all.